Welcome back, friends. It's time for game number 2. Outsiders versus MNM Gaming is about to begin. Now, because of our first matchup, MNM Gaming, unfortunately, are out of the running for the Charlotte Major. It was a long shot, no matter how we looked at it, but Outsiders have a clearer spot into the top 4. It starts with success, which that means that they have to take all 3 points in the matchup to even have a hope in making it there. But again, long shots that we're talking about in this game, no matter how we cut it. Welcome back to the analysis, by the way. I'm Milos Dometic, your host. With me are Fresh and Fabian. Let's chat about MNM. First, Jack, what are your thoughts?
If you did a form league table of the past 3 play days, and you said, over the past 3 play days, who's top of that table? It's MNM. And we saw in the awards where Neo got that 1v3 clutch. They've really turned they've turned their stage around. Don't know what I was trying to say stage and table at the same time there. And just look at it. So, you know, they come back, stunning comeback against BDS. Then they lose very poorly against Pones. And then comes that LFO game, comes that 1v3 clutch, comes that kind of light bulb moment where they remembered and realized how they got back in or got into EUL. And they've looked very good since. They beat Rogue, they beat Na'Vi, and today's just another journey of that. Of course, they're out of the major now. No chance that they go to Charlotte. Very unfortunate because, you know, their performance at the start of the stage simply wasn't good enough. However, for them, they've got the opportunity to still go for 5th place, which for your first stage into EUL is great. SI points and a little bit more pocket money. They're still going to be motivated to play this game and win this game.
That Neo clutch was kind of like, as you said, the light bulb. It all flashes white. They're sitting in a horse-drawn carriage on the way to Helgen after being caught in an Imperial ambush.
Oh, no. Hey, you're finally awake.
Sitting next to the horse thief. No, but...
Did you understand the reference?
No, it's Skyrim. It's the start of the game.
Literally the opening.
Yeah, anyway. No, but genuinely, it's like they just woke up. They've woken up and they show what they're capable of. And this is the MNM we expected the entirety of the first few game days. And me and Jack just kept giving them excuses. And then we said basically at Playday, I think 4 or 5, we'll stop giving them excuses now. And that's when they started performing.
Yeah. Well, what about their opponents today, Outsiders? Because they have a shot at this major.
They have a shot. But the thing with Outsiders is that they are the innovative Russian team. Jack is just completely gone. He has no idea what's going on. No, Outsiders, they...
I just got a word in my ear. I don't know if you...
Yeah, I didn't hear it either. Outsiders are doing crazy stuff. They are actually innovative for being a Russian team, which has quite a lot. They have the basics, but add on top of that the new things that they try. But it's very up and down.
I don't know whether to praise them or criticize. I don't know what's going on with this team. If you look at it, lose, win, win, lose, lose, win, lose, win. Like, where's the consistency? Where's the form? Where's anything? Even all of the games, they've not been to overtime once. It's been a clean win or a clean loss. And I find this team so hard to read. They're in with a shout, and Milan is a huge part of that. He's been going absolutely nuclear, and he really has been carrying this team through it.
Yeah, we have a head-to-head to show you guys as well when these stats come off the screen. But yeah, they are up and down. But head-to-head, it's Milan versus Solotov, and both of these players have really stood out for their team. Juices have also been standing out for MNM. But just look at Milan's with just basically being on top of everything here. And he's been the key player, as you said, Jack.
Yeah, his time's coming. You know, he's had to wait his time. He's played out a couple of stages, whereas now he's in. He's the main guy. He's getting a lot of kills, 0.96 kills per round. He's absolutely incredible. And Solotov as well, carrying his team through. We saw in the pre-show just how much he means to his team.
All right, well, our map for this series, 9-map pool, 8 are out, 1 is left. Which will it be? Who has the last laugh on it? It's Outsiders, and they'll remove theme park tickets to a classic cafe, and that's where they start on the attacking side, as MNM have opted out for the defense. Jack, the numbers?
Oh, MNM do this thing where they like to take teams to their most favorite map and try and counter them, and that's what they've done here, because I've got cafe as Outsiders' most favorite map. Although I will say, Outsiders did lose to Secret on it, so toss up for me.
Titan effect.
Yeah, I couldn't say anything on this one. Taking a team that's they have still got a chance, right, to qualify. You take them to their strongest map. That's going to give them quite a lot of confidence. Sure, you might counter them, and their nerves are going to be on point this game because they know they still stand a chance. It's a yeah, 50-50 game this one. Could go either way, especially with MNM's form.
Yeah.
A toss-up for this one. Let's see then on Outsiders' favorite map, MNM, maybe going ham into this whole, you know what, if we're not going to make it, let's just give this one a shot. Who knows? Thank you very much, Fabian and Fresh. That's MNM versus Outsiders. We'll go to Cafe Dostoevsky, and we have our wonderful Dez and A6 through it. Enjoy.
Thank you very much, Milosh. First time on this final day, I'll be saying those words. Tim, it will come in again later on. As said, this is a game for Outsiders now. MNM are out of the running. Outsiders still in with a chance, albeit a slim one, Tim.
They are. The thing is, it's that situation that I spoke about at the back end of last week, and that is only one thing that Outsiders can do here. There's only one thing for them to worry about, and that is getting 3 points. Everything else is out of their hands. They just need to wait and see what happens. And strange things happen at the back end.
Stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened, and strange things will continue to happen at the business end of tournaments like this, because pressure, nerves, all these things become a factor, but they will also be a factor for Outsiders coming into this one. MNM maybe slightly crushed in spirit coming into it. They know now that the race is run. They will not be making the major. It was unlikely before. I'm sure they didn't come in today expecting to get there. But there's still mentally knowing you've got a chance and knowing you don't. And right now, MNM, they know they don't. Coming into Cafe then, we will have our operator bans. Twitch is going to be the first one to go. That was MNM's ban. And our second attacker to exit will, unsurprisingly, be Thatcher.
I will give you no bonus points for guessing what the next two might be, Tim. We're likely going to see something like a Valkyrie coming in, a Miro following in as well, unless we see something special, something spicy coming out of one of these two teams. I look back to the more adventurous bands throughout the stage, thinking about things like occasionally an Echo might step in. The Wamai comes out as well at times too. We've had a lot of Ying bands on the attacking side, especially by teams like MNM. So to me, at least, going in towards that Twitch, to me, is screaming towards denying any potential Skylight takes, and there is a kind of spicy ban I'm talking about, Tim. Taking away the Jaeger. I know we've got players like Rask and Outsiders that love running around with that operator. Absolutely a target against the other side.
I mean, I look at it and I think MNM are starting on defense. Is it going to help them that much not having the Jaeger? You look at places like Pixel Spot on piano, it's going to be more difficult potentially to hold on to. Wamai is now going to have to just be a constant pick to try and deal with those throwables if you want to play in behind Bakery counter. Plenty of examples there whereby Jaeger ADSs would be very useful. Absolutely no surprise to see Solotov on the Wamai, and I think that's probably going to be a consistent pick through at least 2 out of the 3 sides.
Absolutely. I mean, if you haven't got yourself the Jaeger on side, you know we're in this nade heavy meta, right, where you're seeing things like the Sledge, the Finker, the Iana, you name it. All kinds of things coming your way, aiming for your noggin, looking to remove you from the field. You do need some of that anti-nade utility on side. And interestingly here, I would love to know the thinking behind users going onto the Warden straight away. Normally a Warden will start getting brought along when you start seeing a lot of Ying. So in this case, they're kind of almost preempting that we might see that very execute-heavy style approach coming in from Outsiders with the Warden on side already.
Well, I think it's preempting, but also preventing. It's if we bring the Warden, they probably won't bother with the Ying. There are,
if you can't ban it, you play to prevent it constantly.
Exactly that. There are other functions, other uses for that Warden within the side, that they're going to find. And we've got immediate pressure coming towards the double door there, Des. Outsiders absolutely not messing about. They've got the Monty on Rask, and they are right up there. Pasha with the Flores as well, going to be sending in some Rotero drones potentially. They know they're going to have utility to clear out, and that process starts now. Flashbangs, nades coming in. Solotov being forced away by that full white flash, but not for long. Pushes forward, keeps the magnet out there, and it does its job. You can see there just taking away that first charge that comes in, but the second will get its luck onto the wall, but it's going to be taken off there.
They're working their way through so much already as well. It's been great play by MNM, super aggressive against this door. Had some support from inside a small bait to the north as well, so they could get rid of the ace charge as it came down onto the wall. There's only one left on side. They've brought a relatively minimal amount of hard breach there, those 3 Salmas plus the Maverick on side, and and they're already gone through potentially half of it here without really finding a way to step any further forward. So a good start from MNM, no one yet being picked off, but Solotov's position is looking ever more precarious as time goes by.
Very difficult for him now. He's got the summer charge cleared off, but the top hole has been opened, and with an upside down rappel in place, it means Solotov is pretty much locked in place here. If he tries to go back in through prep, I would expect him to be losing his life. He's going to be forced out of position by that Rotero drone as well, but still not really dealt with in this position, Solotov. And Outsiders, they're wasting a lot of time on this attack.
Really smart double peek there, but can't quite find Solotov. Finally, he gets himself taken down by FMX, who turns it into a quick second, swinging onto Yuzus and bringing it into a 5 versus 3. Now the Monty can start the work. Rask, on a bit of an uncharacteristic operator for him, admittedly, starting to work his way forwards here, almost losing his life again here as well. Not looking good for the Monty. Those smokes in Tyrant's back pocket, they are looking juicy right now, Tim.
Milon might just regret that missed opportunity there. Had the chance to take down a Yokai drone and just couldn't find the shots onto it, but it's unlikely to matter as FMX takes down Tyrant, and that's going to leave Neo and Nello one taken down. This could be a flawless round to kick us off for Outsiders here. Des, they mean business. It's almost as if there's a major spot on the line here. They are coming in, fighting hard. FMX, he's going to try to get that diffuser down. Neo continues to battle from the freezer. Shut down, put on ice, but manages to get a trade, and that's going to prevent the flawless round if nothing else. But what a start for Outsiders.
Wonderful start. Most off the back of FMX as well. And I know it's very easy to focus on the winners here. I do want to give MNM quite a lot of credit because their hold inside the bakery was really good. Very aggressive. Solotov, not so much unpunished, but the case where he had to run away from the Rotero drone up towards the counter, up towards where Yuzus was sat, that was really a prime opportunity for a kill to come in the first instance for the side of Outsiders. Couldn't find him quite in the time in the window they had, but still managed to get the cleanup anyway. Very good patient game by them. They weren't getting over aggressive and over peaking and paying for it with their lives. They were being quite cautious about things. So, all in all, a fantastic round for Outsiders, but MNM also, I think, had a really good first 90 to 120 seconds or so.
I think we've just got a little bit of a sound issue, so it shouldn't be a long fix. We should just get them out and back in, and we will be back with round number 2. But Outsiders coming in with a little bit of... Well, I mean, it was almost a stalled start, really. They struggled to get rid of Solotov and Yuzus. They were standing up to them well, but then after they managed to just break that seal getting into Bakery, it was a bit of a tour de force coming in from there.
I'd probably say it was a lot of respect being shown to each other.
Yes.
Where, you know, MNM were being willing and saying, look, okay, we'll hold them here as long as we can. We're not going to go stupidly aggressive. And it was a similar story coming out from Outsiders. We're not going to charge him with the Monty and just say, hey, this is ours, get out. You haven't paid your rent. No, they were sat there waiting for someone to make something happen. And sure enough, it was FMX in the end. But now, Tim, we go to that third floor. Looking in towards FMX, going on to the Habana, playing that more slightly passive role, the more supportive one. Will it be another case of marching his way forwards and killing 2 or 3 people? Time will tell. But the other side, you're going to see the Wamai and also the Aruni coming along, who does serve as that nade catching operator in cases, because normally you'll have to burn through it with flashes.
Pixel Spot is going to be an interesting area to watch on this bar defense from MNM, given that they have taken the choice of leaving the Jaeger off the board with that ban. Will Wamai suffice? That's going to be the question. The Aruni just opened up the line of sight inside a washroom. I don't think we're going to see too much of an aggressive presence into Piano, where we would normally see the deployable shield on Pixel Spot. They've forgone that. It's going to be a bit of a washroom hold. It's going to be somebody underneath inside of Train, and can Outsiders deal with that? Are they going to head straight into that mid-level, or are they just going to try and leave them out in the cold?
Well, it's very chilly out there, Tim. It's snowing.
Go on. Carry on.
That's all I have to say to you. Just an observation. They leave him out in the cold because it is chilly. They're lovely in the map of Cafe. Let's see how things spread up, though. Here we go.
Too easy.
You're right, it's very easy, but so often that gets missed. Players will come rappelling down to that white window, toss a couple of nades in, hold the angle, but no one ever really presents themselves. But Tyrant has tied himself up with a pretty little bow and said, here you go, take me, I'm a free kill. And Rask opens things up.
Great start for Outsiders there, and things just continuing as they left off. Just going to clear out some utility under the skylight there. We've had the red stairs drop as well. Smash is just moving in towards that skylight area. He's going to hold back in Cigar Shop after taking the default cam. He's waiting for the rest of his team to catch up at this point. Going to take a little peek on towards Washroom. Needs to be careful because there is still an MNM defender out there. Gon6 clearing out more utility, and Outsiders are moving much more quickly than they did last time around.
This is what I'm always thinking, okay, surely someone trying to press white here wouldn't be a bad shout. You get that kind of war then of, okay, is someone going to run out the bottom of white? Oh, what's going to happen? They have abandoned it. The Flores are up on the roof here, trying to get rid of more utility. So Evil Eyes are being chewed through, Banshees being taken out, Mute Jammers, you name it. There is a lot to get rid of in this hole, which is why things are slowed down. But this is where I really value something like the Flores, Tim. Just incredibly valuable at slowing things down, clearing out utility, and then making a play happen.
They're now well aware of Solotov's position inside of the white corridor, playing onto Pixel and out of Washroom. He's continuing to hold them off for the time being. This is a beauty. They're going to get away from that Nitro. I think they actually managed to shoot it out, so users not able to connect from below, but Solotov does. And as I say, holding onto this position fantastically well. They just can't move him right now, and it's Smash that he takes down. Solotov takes half damage, though. Will continue fighting, but Milon, he finds Neo, and that's going to force Solotov to move back and just try to plug that hole. 3v3 as users manages to get a late trade there. 20 seconds left to go. That's a big kill from FMX onto Nello. 3v2 and an opportunity to get the diffuser down. FMX is going to do so at the bags. Can MNM do anything to stop this? Users, he's making a move. He's trying to get an angle, but the cover is there. Outsiders once again with a convincing round 2, and they are 2-0 up, and currently looking good towards making a real challenge for that spot at the major.
It's early days, right? It's only been a couple of rounds, but this is an incredibly convincing start from Outsiders. Yeah, one thing I think you find with a number of teams when you're not really sure where they sit, they're kind of a mid-table to lower table team. You don't really see them having any kind of identity or consistency. I think in these last 2 rounds, you've seen really good restraint being shown, where they'll happily pause, they won't go over aggressive, they won't over peak things. They'll say, right, get rid of the crucial bits of utility, then we step our way forwards. We get that kill, it means now we can move up and take the next spot on this map that we need. And the end of that round, again, just showed where they have the willingness to sometimes let a player go, sending FMX on the Habana to march his way through bar and try and close out 1 or 2. It was just very well considered. You see the Evil Eye, you don't press on and try and go Hail Mary, you pull back, you go for a plan. Just very well structured by Outsiders so far. And MNM, they've got to come up with something really special here and really try and trip them up in the early stages of these rounds. Otherwise, I think Outsiders just look very composed in the late stages of the round.
Going to have the top floor hold coming in from MNM. There will be a little bit more utility across the middle of the map. It won't be extended probably quite as far as into Piano this time around. They're just going to look to burn a bit of time on that west side and just try and slow down the push of Outsiders across top floor. But the real hold, the real meat of it is going to come inside of Cocktail on the far east side of the map, directly above where Users is currently just shooting out the bookcase onto the default plant spot. And as you can see, that is indeed where the majority of utility is focused. Interesting as well, we've got a man playing inside of Freezer. Barback storage is locked up tight.
Normally, this is where you'd see some teams, and I want to say I've seen Nello do this, where they'll run a castle, and you lock someone basically inside a storage with only one way out. But the idea is you're forcing the attackers to burn so much just to try and clear you out. But they need that vertical control, otherwise you control all of reading downstairs. So you're forced to go and fight tooth and nail for this area of the map that ultimately isn't the site, but you sorely need control of. And that's supported by the bar area itself here. Neo sat behind that mirror window on the upstairs, smash inside a cigar, exactly where we saw him in the last round. So it's a similar start for Outsiders, but they are up against a completely different setup, Tim.
Making this as difficult as possible right now for Neo. An absolute ton of throwable utility coming in, going to clear out the deployable shield. The mirror window is still there to be played. He will casually just stroll his way back across and get himself back behind that black glass, and he's going to hold on to this angle for as long as possible. He needs to be careful because I believe that Pasha is on the Cocktail window rappel, so he could well find himself with a challenge coming in from the east as well. The Flores John is going to force him out, and it's FMX who picks up the kill. Beautiful teamwork there. That is Cocktail clear, and if they can continue this push and take Tyrant out of Washroom, it could be really dangerous for MNM.
Yeah, Tyrant sat running the FMG as well, by the way, not with the shotgun. So at these close range fights, it's not exactly the worst weapon in the world for them, but you take a shotgun challenging onto Pixel any day of the week when you know an attack is coming in. So the longer we can hold down here, the better. We are into that last 60 seconds. This really is where Outsiders need to step up the pace. I spoke about their composure in the early round previously. Now you've got to start making that clock move a little bit quicker.
They know exactly where Nello is now. That pre-fire unsuccessful, but FMX able to get himself a second kill on the round, getting Nello now, and Tyrant is the only one left alive upstairs. But to be honest, Outsiders don't really need to deal with him too much. They just need to watch the flanks here. They can get the sledge packaging, they can start opening up the verticals, they can start making life difficult inside a site. They just need to be very aware, but they don't know that Tyrant's here. He's going to creep his way out, but it could be too little too late. He's going to get one free kill here, and that'll be it, because they'll now know his position. Nade comes in. That's going to be a second, but it's 3v2, and the diffuser's going to go down.
They've got enough here, absolutely. A 3 versus 2. They've worked their way in, trying to retake the site. The yellow ping gives them away. Smash taken out. 2 left alive, 1 outside snow, and 1 tucked just inside of pillars. Solotov, they've got it all to do here as well. Knows where 1 is. C4 on side, a little bit shallow, not quite you're looking for, but more for the bait side of things. They've really got to try and pull off a wonderful 2 versus 2. Start sticking the diffuser. Tyrant holding the door. What a shot, finds the 1. Can he get the next? No, he can't. In comes the swing as well. Passion, but he's down on the deck. Solotov's going to be able to hold this one out. A scrappy round ending, but one that MNM sorely needed. 2-1 to Outsiders.
That's a really big retake from MNM there, playing that beautifully. Solotov able to pick up that final kill, and it was tough. It was when they had the 3v2 and the diffuser goes down, losing FMX was a little bit of a nightmare for them there, because it just left them in that tough spot to try and hold on to. Not always one of the easiest plants to hold on to, especially if you've got one outside of reading door, can be a little bit of a difficulty. MNM playing it very well, get themselves the retake and get themselves around on the board. 2-1 Outsiders now, but to be fair, with a defensive rotation of 3 sites, coming away with 2 wins on the attack, I think Outsiders will be pretty happy with that. They can do that again.
Yep.
4-2.
Would not be complaining, right? Absolutely good start overall. And that round then, if that's the round that you lose and it's coming down to a 1 versus 1, I don't think you're going to complain all that much. The only really small thing there to tighten up was Tyrant inside of the bathroom. It sounds like I'm talking about, what's it? Cluedo. Where did he kill him? Where was he? He was in the bathroom with the FMG. Undroned, ignored, pops out and gets those 2 towards the end. Otherwise, you're in a massive post-plant situation, but no vertical cover just made that so much harder for Outsiders to win. As we've now done with that first quarter of the game, though, we go back through the site rotations once more. Kitchen and service going to be where round 4 sets up. Key difference to look at. There's no Monty on side. There's no Finker on side. We got Habana instead of Ace. So there are a couple of changes coming in for Outsiders in terms of their lineup here. So you're not going to see Rask running at anyone's face, but it is going to be the same sort of slow play style again, as the Flores does tend to mandate you take 60 to 90 seconds or so to get rid of all the crucial bits of utility and then look for your step forward.
Once again, we've got Outsiders up to the line of the building pretty quickly here, looking to get themselves inside. If we remember last time attacking onto Kitchen, it took them quite a while. They, again, got themselves up to double door, quickly started pressuring Bakery, but it was 2 minutes before they got themselves inside. This time we're going to have a slightly different approach from them. We're going back to the more classic top-down clearance. They're going to look to get themselves control of train and mining and then start opening up that floor, see what they can find vertically. They're not going to have the big Bakery push this time.
I do like how they're changing it up, right? You're not trying the same thing again and just letting MNM slightly tweak things here and there to deal with what you were throwing at them. No. Now you've got to deal with an entirely different attack, a very vertically focused one because of that buck and the sledge on side. So as you say, Tim, yeah, totally different focus in what they've got to do here. MNM have then got to adapt to deal with what it is that's being thrown at them, although it should be
too easy.
Not that easy. That's very reminiscent of what we saw in round 2 when Rash just popped up on the white window and killed Tyrant for free. That's the second time he's now been found sleeping in the very early stages of a round.
I don't understand why he's pushing out and peeking out of VIP there. He doesn't need to. He's in that position to try and hold on to VIP. Solotov's going to retake it, which is a big moment for this MNM defense. He's unfortunate with the throw of the magnet. He's going to have another go, and he will get away with that one. That's in position now. He's going to be able to hold down a little bit of a better angle, just keep the throwables away from him. But MNM are fortunate that Solotov has been able to retake VIP there without Outsiders being able to push in after they get that opener.
I don't know if Tyrant was expecting to be able to poke his head out the bottom of white and just find someone on rappel. It's a little bit late for that to be happening anyway, to be honest, given you're not attacking upstairs. But it was one of those step outs that you just wonder, what was the whole idea there? For 50 seconds left on the clock, we have got all these verticals open up. The buck and the sledge getting to work double time on making sure they've got the coverage that they need. Now it comes down to the execution, though, and what the game plan is. They've got 4 frag grenades on side, 6 flashes still in back pocket. FMX did die with his 3 still present, but no smokes means this is going to become a bit more brute force. You're going to have to find some kills, take some ground, and then make the plan happen.
Smash just slightly behind the pace there, and Users able to move himself into Bakery without too much of a threat. Ras gets one, but User splits around 180, takes down Pasha and gets the trade onto Ras 3v2 as MNM are in control of this defensive round now. Nello manages to get Smash, and that leaves it all up to Milon, taking a ton of damage on the top floor as well. He's going to be trying to get anything he can going on the verticals, but with 5 seconds left to go, this one is all but over. MNM able to level things up with a better defensive round. Kitchen, Milon will never know that he sprays a man down inside a kitchen, but it just wasn't enough.
Gets the replay the same as us. I'm sure he's aware towards the bitter end of it. But yeah, losing those 2 members in that 3 versus 3 essentially shut that down entirely for Outsiders. Yuzus, the hand of God inside a Bakery, 2 big kills onto the doorway as well, just removes any pressure that was coming in horizontally. Wonderful stuff, and MNM moved themselves up to a 2-2. Things looking a little bit more peachy, Tim.
They're certainly looking better for them. That is absolutely true. I think if they can get themselves another couple of rounds, you start looking at this and thinking Outsiders have let that slip away. They could have had a better first half because those first 2 from Outsiders were more than convincing, but MNM certainly waking up now and getting themselves back into it. It's going to be up to the top floor. We saw this back in round number 2. It was another Outsiders win. They were able to pretty much swarm all over MNM, and there was not much that they could do to hold them off. Now, can they have a more solid defense this time around?
Well, can they, Tim? That's the question. The next 3 minutes and 10 seconds are going to tell us. 9, 8, 7, so on and so forth. In terms of how things set up compared to last time around as well in terms of picks, it's identical once again coming in for the attacking side. No real big changes coming out here. Clearly feel they've found their groove in terms of the lineup. It has yielded 2 rounds to them so far. It's a fair play. On the defensive side, similar story. So lineups are identical. Setups looking much the same as well. We've got the same soft wall opening up through in towards, from bathroom in towards piano, for example. Think about the amount of clearance that we saw out of Outsiders though. The Evil Eyes, the Bulletproofs, the Banshees. They've got a lot of work to do, so you might find, ladies and gents, that for the next 75 seconds or so, this could be quite a slow round.
Smash just getting himself established, going to open up that angle into Piano, looking to make life difficult for the player inside of Pixel and Washroom. Pasha's going to be supporting, taking down the utility before heading to the rooftop. And it's now going to be up to Smash to hold on to Piano and prevent any rotations. Interesting Maestro cam there, just going to be feeding information back in, still in position. Going to need dealing with at some point because it looks right into Cigar Shop as well. It's been pinged out, so they are aware of it, and they're going to be getting that red stairs wall open. Nello for the time being, just going to take out that little drone, just reduce that utility a bit more. Still 7 left for Outsiders, so not the end of the world. Nello needs to be careful there. He might just lose that Evil Eye. He's going to do anyway as the Rotero goes in.
There we go, gone finally. It's a really good cam because you can't get it from the windows. You have to burn through a laser gate or open up the double wall, for example. Just lots of things you have to do to clear it out, and you can't run across Piano to melee it, for example, because then you get shot inside a bathroom. It is a bit of a head scratcher at times, but with the Flores raining in there, easily taken out and cleared through. And now they can start to take control of Piano, assuming they can deal with Tyrant, who still finds himself planted inside a bathroom. I just saw the Bulletproof outside his doorway, by the way. That Bulletproof has caused so much trouble for teams in recent weeks. They've just really had a torrid time trying to clear it out, trying to get rid of the info that it brings. It is now gone, thankfully, so this is when they can start their move forward.
Not having the Jaeger will make it a lot easier to clear that Bulletproof out. It's the ADSs that we've seen really causing problems for teams to get it shifted, and Wamai just doesn't have enough magnets, I don't think, with where else they're needed as well to be able to keep that Bulletproof in place. Now then, Pasha, he's going to open up the access onto the plant spot there. Outsiders are well in control of Piano, just holding down the angles into barback storage, freezer and white corridor as well is Pasha. He's got a lot on his hands to deal with here though. If they challenge him at the same time, it could be trouble.
I said it'd be a slow round, Tim, and it has turned into that. But now we've got through that 75-second slog of clear the utility. It turns into clear the players. Smash, the first one to fall down. And Solotov digging in deep here as well, getting flashed out. Will he get himself pushed? Nello hitting the deck, but here comes Tyrant once again, unignored. Gonna step up and find one, the second, but can't finish him. Gets the down, but not the out. Milon, a 2K back the other way as well. Oh no, not a friendly C4. Solotov off the board. Yuzu's left 1 versus 3, but can they get this done with the time? time they've got. Rask going in for the plant. Are they aware of it? Finds the one man, but where's the push coming from? It's just inside the doorway. Users can clutch it up. A magical play. A 1 versus 3 to get MNM the round.
What have I just seen? Users take a bow. That was played absolutely beautifully. He had the information to hand. He had the red pings, but he didn't get overexcited, Des. He had an opportunity to go in there and take the planter down 4 or 5 seconds before he actually did. But no, the heads-up play to drop himself back into Cocktail, take the first challenge on double door before moving back in, having wasted the time. Absolutely beautiful from Users. Peak defending.
I'll tell you what, Tim. I need to get me a tape measure and start doing my setup on the desk. Make sure I can play like that. You've seen it at a major, haven't you?
You can't.
For those who've missed it, maybe you'll see it, no doubt. Well, you won't see it, Charlotte, clearly, if they were going.
Oh, Des.
I know, that's rubbing the wound.
Why'd you have to do him like that? Why'd you have to do him like that?
You feel it. Oh, maybe you'll see it in August then, who knows. But Users brings a tape measure and he measures out precisely where the mouse mat is, how far away his monitor is. He really gets precise about it. And no one else does it, but when you're pulling out plays like that, better play.
I've just got a message from Callie, wants his jersey back.
You can't have it. You can't have it.
After that burn, he's having none of it.
I'll send him some aloe vera as well. Let's get into it then. Round 6 underway. It's going to be Reading and Fireplace for the last defensive round of the half coming out from MNM. Yes, it came down to a big clutch in round 5. Yes, it came down to a Solotov disable in round 3. But no matter which way you look at it, they've still got themselves those 3 key rounds on the board. Outsiders, no doubt, starting to panic a bit here, feeling, God, you know, boys, 2 rounds in, we had this. We were in control. We looked composed. We looked consistent. And now MNM have found 3 rounds. That's our major dream slowly sliding away from us here. We've got to get it back on track in round 6.
That's the thing for Outsiders. There might actually just be an element where a little bit of panic sets in now. They start thinking, we need a full 3 points here. If MNM go 4-2, you start looking towards the next half.
Yep.
4-2 being a bit of an average. If you go through to overtime, forget it. Outsiders, that is not enough. They need to be making sure that they get the full 3 here, and that might just become a bit of a mental issue for them. And MNM, they can take an opportunity here to really spoil the party.
This is the hole that I spoke about earlier on. Nello's not on the mirror this time round. He is on the castle. And I said earlier on, he locks himself inside of there, lock up the left-hand doorway, and you give yourself this cover by also having someone play inside a Cocktail. It's a very small change, not having the mirror and bringing the castle instead, but it should help you lock down some areas and make them a bit more secure. Things like windows being locked up. You're seeing that west side doorway closed up as well. Stops you being challenged so easily from inside a cigar. Just means it's a little bit harder to break out, and Outsiders going to have to really roll up their sleeves and dig in deep to get rid of him.
Oh,
Hello.
you've missed your opportunity, Pasha. He gets the window opened, and the man is stood there right in front of him, but manages to slip away. Nello just going to continue holding on to Freezer. That is going to be his first and last position in this round. He will die, I would imagine, in this spot, but the question is, how long can he hold on? How much time can he waste? He's actually going to slip himself out of there once he's been drawn. And this could be a really clever angle, Des. They're potentially going to push down white. He gets full white flash, and that could make life a little difficult. He knows the challenge is coming though, and Nello gets his man. That's Rash down, but FMX in on the trade 4v4, and Outsiders, they can get moving now on this attack.
You'll be absolutely ecstatic that you pulled that off, though, I think. You got yourself the opener. You shut a key man down, and they've had to come and really go hell for leather for you with grenades or utility to make things happen. Smash equalizing things out from up above, bringing down Solotov. A 3 versus 3 with just 30 seconds to play. It's anyone's guess which way this goes, Tim.
It really is. So much work for Outsiders to do at this point in what looked like it was a very promising round at 4v3, but that Nitro could be a big moment from Users once again. He's going to be on the flank, Des. He's moving upstairs, but FMX, he's getting that diffuser down. Tyrant, he could play spoiler. He's going to look to move in. I don't know if he knows that it's going down, but Pasha, well aware that the man was pushing. Plant goes down, 3 kills come in, and in a matter of seconds, Outsiders managed to grasp what looked like it could be a difficult round, and we are 3-3 on the half.
Oh boy, Tim, these 3-3 splits have a way of following us, and we all know what that leads to as you get towards the back end of a game. Let's see how the attacking side fares. Outsiders switching over to the defense are going to kick things off downstairs inside of Kitchen. Now, I'm really curious to see how these two teams alternate both their attacks and the setups in terms of the defenders, because we've seen bakery holds coming out quite aggressively from MNM in both of their downstairs defenses, making use of things like the Echo to give them a bit of information as well. It's a different story here, where instead Outsiders are leaning into that Maestro that FMX is bringing along.
Okay then.
Okay.
Okay, Outsiders, you gotta set your stall out here. You gotta come out with a strong start. The last thing they want is MNM finding a bit of legs and getting some momentum on the attack. They're only just opening up those punch holes at the bottom. We quite often see this freezer wall. Oh, we've just got a little crawl under there as well, just slipping out of the freezer. We often see that freezer wall opened up a little bit like Swiss cheese, just to make it difficult to place any gadgetry on there to be able to open it up as a full access. You're then looking at something like a Zephyr to get in there with a ranged explosive to open it up as a path. And as we don't have anything on the side for the attackers, it could be difficult for them to look at a freezer push, maybe more of a hatch option.
Just as a bit of a reminder about what this game means as well, if Outsiders win, they will be tied on points with BDS. But round difference is the big difference maker here because BDS are sat at +7, Outsiders at +2. So I think already with how things are going, Outsiders, I don't think have it in them to be able to get over the line, but you know you're damn well best they'll try and get the win regardless. All points matter. FMX! What is that? Delete Solotov over the top of the van, completely clears out the bakery side push. Wonderful start to the round. What a game he is having, Tim. He's 10-3.
FMX is the absolute king of freebies at the beginning of rounds at the minute. That's the third time.
Oh, no.
He's had 2 onto Tyrant, 1 onto Nello now, where he's just getting the cheapest kills. Just absolutely rips the feet off users as well. This is surely only going to go in one direction, but Tyrant says maybe not. Gets himself a double. It's 2v1. It's winnable, Des.
I mean, he's already won it for you. It's for Tyrant to swing this one back now would be ridiculous, incredible, all the amazing words you can find in the dictionary. That's how it would describe it. You got quite a bit of time, mind you, Tim. This is all broken down in the space of about 75 seconds. So Tyrant, if he wants to, he can take it a little bit slower. He's got drones in the back pocket. By the looks of it, he just wants to get in and really just go for it. Find these gunfights, find a couple of kills. Sees the head of one. Can't quite find the man. Does he know about the one stuck round to his left-hand side? I don't think he does. But a swing will all but confirm it. Shotgun in hand, now on the doorway as well. Right in front of him. Can't find that. Gets the trade. But sadly, Outsiders still 2 left alive. Means they find the round.
The problem Tyrant had there was that they knew exactly where he was. So Outsiders, they could just play the waiting game. They could hold the angles. You saw there Pasha taking the advantageous route in through prep, where he knows he's going to have a shorter angle, a shorter depth of engagement. His shotgun's going to be more powerful in there, and he gets the job done. Tyrant, unfortunate, that double really did open it up for him to begin with. It was an opportunity, but a slim one at that. So MNM losing their first attack. Outsiders choosing to go from kitchen up to reading, which will be our site for round number 8.
I just can't believe those 2 FMX shots at the start in Bakery.
He's had 3 now. It was FMX who got the shot onto Tyrant in white corridor from the rappel.
Yep.
FMX that got the shot onto Tyrant from garage door into VIP corridor.
Yep.
And then he's just got Nello's feet underneath the van before taking down Solotov above the van.
And then killed the man who runs in at body height as soon as he runs in through the doorway. It's just beautiful stuff. And I think one of those that you look at on MNM's side, and just go, look, it happens. Look, we can't always stop a player just freaking out, having one of the best games you're ever going to see him have. 11-4 on the day. Wonderful performance from FMX, and a great way of showing, there is still a lot of talent in that tier 2 scene that when they step up can really deliver. Because not forgetting, he was on Hellraisers previously as well, if I remember right. No, he wasn't. He was on Dead Inside. It was Smash who was on Hellraisers. So you didn't even really see FMX playing in Challenger League, yet here he is, dancing with the best inside of EUL.
Doing fantastically well, as you said. Right now, FMX is definitely the one, though, in terms of Outsiders. 11-4, going well, carrying them towards that, I won't say major spot, because it's not yet.
I don't think they can make it now. I think they're already out because of round if. Sadly.
I mean, they could get plus... No.
If they get 3 points, they tie with BDS.
Yeah, they're
BDS
only on
came
plus
into
7,
this,
though.
Yes, and Outsiders are on +2.
Yes, but
So
don't forget BDS could get hammered by G2.
That is a good point, actually. If they get utterly demolished,
comes down.
they can come down too. That's a very good point.
They move in opposite
They need to consider.
directions. They meet very
They do.
quickly.
They do.
If Outsiders really need to win this, if they get 7-3...
Win this and then get those G2 jerseys out Put them on.
They're going to be supporting.
Get in the Twitch
They're going to be supporting. The thing is, if they can win this 7-3, that is a good chunk on their round difference. It's a good +4 for them, and it really boosts them up. That gives them a bit more leeway. I think it puts them on +6, don't quote me. BDS on +7. G2 get a win.
Yes.
G2 gets... I'm thinking too much.
The real ultimate super team.
Too much quick maths. If G2 can get a win against BDS, it's going to be by more than one round. So... we're in a situation where maybe outsiders make it, but they really do, like you say, need to minimise the number of rounds that they lose now here.
I'm just waiting for the tweet, like, never really liked Shiko anyway. Citizen fanboy through and through. Let's get into it though. Round 8 has been flying through. Pasha's also flying out of it. Tyrant with one trading back by who else than FMX, bringing himself up to 12, looking for a second inside a museum, but no! It's Solotov to get it back. He's pushed his way inside a wheel. Now Smash staring down at the aggressor as nades start raining down around him. The swing from Solotov into a 2 in the round, and it looks like MNM have got the control they need.
Raski's just trying to use those verticals to slow things down here, but it's Milon, ultimately, who manages to get the next kill. Finds one on to use us with a headshot, leaving us now 3v2. MNM still work to do, but they do have the manpower. Nello finding Milon, who'd gone prone. It's all up to Raz. Shut down on White Stairs, and that's 4-4, and not helping outsiders round difference.
It's not, and this is the thing, right? Every single round counts. Literally counts. It's all going to build into how things boil down at the end of it. And we were sat outside talking about this. I think it was me, Fresh, and I forget who else it was. But we were saying this new system of the whole like round difference is just so fun.
I love it. It's
because
great.
Otherwise, it's a foregone conclusion. We come in and look at this and go, oh, well, back on Playday 1 when the teams were only just getting started, outsiders lost to that team, therefore they can't make it anyway.
I love it.
Round diff is the greatest equalizer of the lot.
Well, I'm very conscious of just running through numbers, but like I said, BDS, if they lose, that's a minimum of -2 compared to where they are now. So the best they can hope for after a loss is going to be +5 on round difference. It could be worse than that. So even a couple of rounds, even just a 7-5, a 7-4 is potentially enough. A 7-4 as it stands now puts outsiders on +5. So it is all to play for. It is all to play for.
You know what I really wished him? I was wishing away the day was a little bit slower. And we had half an hour between the games to sit and just talk about all the possible outcomes and go through, well, this can happen over there and that can happen over there. Because we all love it. It's like sitting down as like pundits on a final play day of like, I don't know, a football season or something. It's just fantastic. Right, top floor, round 9. Bar cocktail, up we go. That Maestro still on side once again. Very reminiscent of the setups we saw out of MNM actually. So lots of utility to burn through. No Flores being the key difference for MNM versus what we saw outsiders doing back in the first half though.
Just having the verticals opened up to prevent pressure from underneath. Not something that we see too much of anymore. There was a point in time where it was quite popular to get a buck in underneath. It was something that they liked doing in LATAM. You'd get the buck in underneath and just completely shred the ceiling of reading and make it very difficult for anybody to play inside a cocktail because you were just constantly stood on vertical angles. But not something that we see too often, but outsiders certainly looking to prevent that being the case.
But you do see sometimes nade-based play from below, especially teams like MNM, and I think about it, they are the kind of team that would get underneath and start tossing those nades skywards. But right now you've got to worry about Milon because Milon isn't playing up on the top floor. He is on that second floor and looking to do a little bit of aggression work, if you can see him just down there at the top right of your screen. So he's almost saying if you want to get underneath and toss nades at us, by all means try, but do so at your own peril.
We just hear the EMP blast coming out of a bulletproof camera there just to disable a little bit of utility. There's also the mute jammers causing problems at the minute for those Hibana x Kairos pellets, but that should pretty much be dealt with, and I would expect to see red stairs opened up momentarily. It's Solotov
FMX!
Once again, it's the Sim man. FMX cuts him down, and that's going to leave us now in a 5v4 with a big opener for outsiders.
I think he's like 4-0 on entry at the minute as well, by my count at least. I missed the last couple of rounds, but 2 rounds ago he did get the entry, just missed 2-on-2. The prior round I missed that one as well, but he's absolutely flying. I know we keep on talking about him, but you've got to celebrate when players that we haven't seen pop off to this level are doing just that. Tyrant, a wonderful shot, snapping onto Pasha's skull as he tries to cross himself back in towards Cocktail. Now they're starting to get some pressure inside of bathroom. The players that were in there have already vacated those, so not all that much use, but this is where MNM have got to start piling on the pressure. Smash still on the downstairs, and you've got FMX just above him. finding yet another as he swings out on towards that new balcony and gets the kill onto Nello.
FMX will absolutely not be stopped at the minute, and just to double down on what you said, Des, I've actually got him at 5-0 on the entry so far. Milon, he's going to
you're right, yeah.
He's going to find Tyrant 4v2 now, and this is looking good for Outsiders and give themselves an opportunity. The nade comes in, it's not going to get the job done, and FMX can just hold down the trigger of the Outer because he's got so many rounds. The man repels in, gets taken down, and leaves us now 3v1. FMX did die in the process, but it matters not as Milon gets the kill, and Outsiders, they take themselves now to 5-4, give themselves the lead once again.
I love what we've seen so far out of FMX, and Solotov also did it in defense, so I'll give him some credit as well. When the pressure builds, they don't sit there and die, they don't run away, they run at the danger, they go aggressive, they try and make things happen, and for FMX there to step out, get the player on the window repelled, sure he dies afterwards, you've won your team the round at that point. You've got 3 kills to yourself, my son, keep on going. Again, big game, 15 kills for himself, Outsiders up to 5-4. We do keep on coming back to that round, but you just don't know what's going to happen in G2 versus BDS.
Like I say, if they win 7-4, it's +3 for Outsiders. It leaves them on a +5 overall, and that's not a terrible position to be in. It's not a terrible position for them.
Imagine a major without BDS. The team that finished first and second place consistently in everything regionally, but never really quite managed to succeed internationally, won't be at a major. That is such a weird thing to think.
It is indeed. There's a long way to go before we get there. Obviously, we need to see this match out. Assuming that Outsiders win, we will then have an updated round differential for them. They will be level on points with BDS, and then it will all be down to what happens in that BDS G2 game that is coming up. But that will not completely secure all of the places either, Des. We're going to need to see what Rogue do at the end of the day as well. There is a lot more jostling to come for these positions.
We get that in the last game of the day, Secret Na'Vi.
A lot of fun.
Not really a part of the final decision making for the major, but either way, a good, fun way to kind of cool down and wind down what has been a phenomenal stage of EUL, where again, even coming into the last day, 3 of those spots in the major still up for grabs. Let's see how this attack coming down from the top side begins. So it is a kitchen service attack, and MNM, like we saw from Outsiders in their second swing of the bat, are starting on a full map clear.
Trying to deliver users into the position he needs to get to, which is going to be inside of train and mining. Solotov obviously information in hand to suggest that there is nobody up there. He's going to take his drop straight away, and in goes users along with him. Just conscious of white stairs, but he's just seeking through. You can see the drones there ahead of him, just feeding the information in. That's going to give all the confidence that he needs to start swinging that hammer. Plenty ahead of time as well. Just going to start opening up the floor at about the 145 mark. So Outsiders likely to come under a lot of pressure inside a site here. And it's interesting that they've not really played anybody out on their own. They're quite happy to just turtle up and try and hold on to this one.
Absolutely. I mean, understandably, some teams are very happy to do that. And I think about BDS, the team we were just talking about there, a team that are known not to be massive aggressive roamers. They would much prefer a turtle on site and say, right, you want to come for us? Well, we're ready to deal with you. Must have seen the feet. Yep, Yuzu snapping away from pulling out that hammer a second time. And where there is a man sat just inside a bakery is Pasha. Nade, rolling down. Jaw, perfectly placed to Pasha's feet. Takes him off the board. That's your entry in the round.
And that is big for MNM. If they want to continue trying to play spoiler here, they need to be getting themselves those man advantages, and that is a great start. Pasha going, and it is going to allow them to continue this work upstairs and continue mounting pressure. 50 seconds left to go. This is going to be very difficult. I think Outsiders' problem may be here of not having played anybody out on the roam, of just giving up that mid floor a little bit too quick.
They want FMX.
Is going to come in. That's FMX somehow surviving. Full white flash gets away, but not for long. Straight into the claws of users as he takes him down.
I would honestly hope so. After, what, 3 players were converging on him inside a bakery? It had to happen. Finally, MNM have got that numbers advantage, but the clock waits for no one. Neo tucked around. Can he find the kill? Finally, they double team him. It's Usis on one side, Neo the other. They pull one back. It's a 1 versus 4. Milon has got it all to do. This feels impossible. Impossible it shall be. It's a trade with Solotov. of, but MNM find the round.
It's going to level things up once again, and this contest just keeps on giving at the minute. 5-5 on the scoreboard, and Outsiders, they need to get this won by what will be the slimmest of margins. It's going to be 2 rounds overall that they will benefit from. Obviously, that changes again and again. What we need to see out of that BDS G2 game for Outsiders to potentially make it to the major, but there's a long way to go, and we'll keep you updated as we get there. Outsiders, they are going to call the tactical timeout. They know that things could be slipping away here, Des.
Whew. It's one of those that you look at and just think, which way does this go? I mean, let's not forget, if it gets to overtime, Outsiders are done. That's it. They can't make the major then.
Yes.
It is done and dusted. Outsiders need to win in regulation, and they've got to find a way over that finish line real soon, because MNM has one more round, and it's guaranteed overtime. Outsiders' chances are done.
Absolutely that. And then if that happens and MNM get the win, then we're going to be looking towards Rogue to be the team that will play spoiler for the others that are currently in major spots.
I've had a little nickname prep for them if things go south.
Have you?
Rogue.
Rogue.
They're on the way there. I don't know. It's funny because 2 play days ago, I sat down with one of their analysts and said, look, 3 games to go. You got MNM. You got, who did they play in the last play day again? It was on Sky. It was against Outsiders, wasn't it? Yeah, Outsiders, and they should have won and didn't. And I was like, suddenly everything is crumbling before your very eyes, because now you've got to beat the hardest team of them all to beat, Heroic. You've not made it easy for yourselves.
It is not going to be easy. LFO avoiding a nickname earlier, obviously getting their win and not becoming LF Throw.
That's also good. I like that. I like that. Any other ways we can work this in?
I'm sure we'll find more as we go.
Depends who throws it, Tim.
It certainly does. We are in round number 11. Outsiders, MNM Gaming 5-5. And Outsiders, basically, there's no more mistakes, Des. They have to win the next 2 rounds. If they want any chance of going through to the major, they need full 3 points. So they cannot let MNM have another single round here. The next 3 minutes could well define their entire stage 1.
It could. Milan playing just like he knows it means it as well. Look at the window, sees the man. Oh, it's the cheapest kill in the world. But Nello, no idea it was coming. Couldn't smell that cheese from a mile away. Down goes the Heart Breacher, just 25 seconds into the round.
Absolutely brilliant opening kill for Milan to grab there. It's perfect taking down the Hibana because it really puts MNM on the back foot. They do not have any hard breach gadgets, so they do not have any option on their board that will allow them to open any reinforcements. That much is a fact, but also factual is Tyrant taking down Rask with a headshot, leveling things off. 4 versus 4, 2 minutes in, and I just feel like Outsiders need to be cautious of what happened last round, and that was giving MNM a bit too much time on this site.
Really, once Yuzus gets the vertical, you've lost. He got the big 2K from up there last time around. He's always been their go-to sledge player. Think about the number of times I've seen him playing on things like Oregon and getting nade kills from below. He's just that guy, and he will work absolute magic if you give him the time and the space. So now that he's in a spot where, that 1 minute 30 mark, that kind of golden mark, the benchmark we always talk about, Tim, he's in a spot where he can get to work here and start looking for a kill onto players like Pasha again.
FMX with Sin. We've seen it, Des. We know what he can do from this position. He's got the Elder in hand again. He's looking for his man. He knows there's one on the double door.
It's the composure though, right? Not feeling like you have to go too aggressive here. Just sit and wait. He did get naded upstairs by Yuzus last time round, so he's got to be mindful of that too. But he hasn't got to go and overexpose himself here. And equally, neither of MNM. They can just wait for Yuzus to come in and go, right, I've got the angle, I've got the nade. Press him now, press him as 3, because that worked so well last time round, even when there were only 25 seconds on the clock.
That's going to be the difficulty. There's no reason now for FMX to move. He's far enough over that he should avoid any nades coming in from Yuzus. So FMX might just find himself safe in that position, and that could be a bit of a slip up by MNM. We're going to have the juice coming in from Solotov. He hits the Finker boost just as he takes a bit of damage on that hatch. 35 seconds left to go, Des, and MNM just feel like they've stalled a little bit.
Now Milan's aware as well. Will he challenge that or just keep on holding? Because I imagine he feels he can hold. There's 30 seconds to play and 8 players still alive. That's a lot of frags in the closing few seconds of this round here, Tim. Solotov, a great little step across onto Smash. Down he goes, smashed into the dirt. And now they've got 2 with them. They've got the plant on side as well. Yuzus needs to get himself in position here to give enough cover from upstairs crosshairs on high, and Milan might be able to make a massive flank happen.
He's going to have to do something. Plants going down. Milan, big play, looking for more.
Oh, the
Not
vertical!
shut down. MNM get themselves a double on the vertical, and that is going to end the dreams of Outsiders. They can no longer get themselves into the top 4. The best they can hope for is 2 points from overtime. Leaves them on 14. We got BDS on 15, G2 and LFO both on 16.
Are we about to be in UK Massive again now?
I mean, we might as well be.
God, M&M, 3 points. Come on, 7-5. That's what you're looking for at this point. For both teams, it feels like with the way it's gone back and forth, Outsiders, a super solid first couple of rounds. M&M waking up and battling their way back in. Overtime is what it deserves, but for M&M, 3 points here. It's a long way off, mind you, but think about it. It's SI points. It's avoiding relegation later in the year.
The whole grand scheme.
So much comes into this as well. So I know right now it doesn't feel significant, but it's one of the games you could look back on in stage 3 when it's coming down to the wire and go, man, imagine if they got those full 3 points back then. This could be one of those games, and they are in with a fantastic opportunity of getting the win here.
That's it. You know, you look at it, and we've already said the last game of the day. We've got Team Secret versus Na'Vi, and you could look at that and say, well, there's nothing on the line. But I tell you what, there might be something on the line come stage 3. Yeah, that's the fact. You know, these all count for something because there's so much more. There's a much bigger picture to look at here. It's SI23, it's relegation, it's everything that comes along with every single point. FMX going to be working with the bailiff to open up the angle through into barback storage. It's going to be a top floor hold. He's got his angle through there, which will allow him to have a little look onto New Hatch and to peek around onto Cigar Shop door as well. And he is ready.
Just looking at it though, they've really got themselves able to be dug in here with the comp they've got, right? Smoke for denial, Kaid for denial, the evil eyes plus the Alder, the mirror, everything is just screaming, stay away. Good luck breaking into this fortress that we've established, and MNM are going to have to do some work. They did lose back on this site, let's not forget, in round 9. FMX did pull off a pretty magical 3K, so you can't always anticipate that, but I guess in his case today you can. He's been doing them for fun, it feels like. I've got him down as what? 3K so far in the game? What's a 4th?
Why not? Why not? Smash, he's just going to be holding off for the time being on that electrical. He's got it in hand, he's got it ready to apply, but
trick.
Exactly that. He's just waiting for the utility to be deployed, and then it will come out. Tyrant has got himself established inside the piano, and this is something MNM have actually done really well on the attack days. When they've been coming into this top floor, is getting themselves established in piano, is making life difficult for the defenders to move around.
It's that spot where he's got to try and find something though, right? They know there's a mirror window there, and you have to basically safely assume there is going to be someone behind a mirror window if you're seeing one still intact at this point in the round. C4 coming in from below there, almost with the right idea. That would have been Solotov going down on the Finker as well with one nade still in back pocket and all 3 juice charges still online and ready to be used here. Nello starting to pop out those now as well. Don't think they'll electrify those away in time because those are coming down onto the piano wall, I want to say. So they are already restricting themselves. If they try and pop down, what, 6 charges on towards the wall inside a bathroom, then they aren't about to get it opened up. So it's going to look a little bit ropey here as this round progresses.
Rotero drone just being used on one of those small bars to clear out the line of sight, so they can see all the way through to the rotation. It will, of course, take any utility that was placed there as well. Solotov just going to be working underneath, see if he can get any joy on any vertical angles. He won't. He's conscious of the red ping that has come out, feeding him a little bit of information. We've got a ring around the roses here. Patcher, he has moved around. He's moved into pillars. He's looking for his man. It's going to be Milon, however, that gets Solotov as the other two circle each other. That's a good start for Outsiders, but uses with a huge double nade onto White Stairs.
That's the one you want, because now you've got to break your way through Smash. If he's cleared out, it's a 4 versus 2, and you can press on for the win here, but they've already got a strong arm their way through here. He can see 2, 3 enemy operators staring him down. Must know that this push is about to happen as we get into those last 15 seconds.
It's got to go now, though. Neo manages to find Smash, and that should be the moment that opens this round up. 8 seconds left to go, though. The kills come in. It's all up to FMX now. He's been a hero all day long. 15 kills. Can he get 3 more? He's going to need them. He gets 1. He's got to get 2 more, and he's now on the clock to get them shot in the back. It's going to be Nello to shut him down, and MNM, they take 3 points on the final day.
A real sucker that it came so close in the previous game between Pones and MNM because if things carried on, they could have been the team going to the major, but it's simply not to be. Outsiders not able to get the job done in regulation, not even able to find it in overtime. They fall down in regulation to MNM, and that closes that chapter for these two teams on their run at the major.
Woohoo! Things are starting to shape up now on this final Playday of EUL, but there is absolutely tons left to play for. We've still got to decide BDS, G2, Team Secret, where are they all going to shake down? LFO could be dragged back into the mix.
For my money, these next two games are games of the stage. G2 versus BDS, Heroic versus Rogue, all to decide who gets to the major. I'm going to get this guy some ice packs because he needs it. We'll go to a break, and when we come back, our analysts will break that game down for you.